Blessings and greetings, greetings and blessings, blessed souls. Ivan is paradoxically configured to this existential experience connected to eternity. I just want to share a couple of ideas that came across my mind because yesterday actually I had intended to do a radio program on our featured efforts, flagship efforts called Blog Talk Radio. But it lo also yadi. I didn't have the merit to do so. I was a little bit tired, a little bit overheated from riding my bike yesterday. So I took it kind of easy, which was probably not the best thing to do. And then I thought of making one of these videos, but also that didn't work out. And therefore, a day after, I want to reflect on something because one of the things I considered talking about yesterday was what is the significance of this country, the 4th of July, Independence Day. And then yesterday morning, before I started to develop some ideas, basically when I do a semi-impromptu programming later in the morning or later in the day, it's based on what am I thinking about before I pray. The idea might come after, or I should say in the middle of my prayers. Sometimes it will come after my prayers, whatever that idea might be. Small, great, or somewhere in between, menza. And this time I was influenced by something which kind of took me by storm. And I want to share with these two ideas. This is a teaching gleaned from a wonderful pamphlet that was penned by the fifth Lubavitch Rebbe, Rabbi Shalom Dov Ber of Lubavitch. And it's called Kuntras Avot. It's basically a guideline for novices or beginners who want to ascend to the novice level. What it should be their approach towards prayer in terms of connecting their soul essence to the essence of godliness, to Creator Himself, and what type of meditation should we be engaging in. So I thought I would talk about that yesterday, but again, it didn't happen. So I'm talking about it now a day later and reflecting back on the significance of July 4th, Independence Day, United States of America. But let me just share those two concepts that the Rebbe Rashab was talking about at that particular point of the pamphlet. Basically, the idea that there are two general categories of love that a human being can engage in when meditating upon the Creator, in terms of how do we generate a love within ourselves to magnify that love to that which is out of ourselves in relation to our revealed consciousness. Basically, a love which is the quality of water and a love which is the quality of fire. The love that is the quality of water is recognizing that everything that came down from that sanctified space, or even beyond space, certainly sanctified, the Creator brought down life force into the creation. Life for you, life for me, life for the entire world, life for the inanimate world, a life force for the vegetative kingdom, a life force for the animal kingdom, and last but not least, a life force for the human family experience. So that in itself, the fact that we can think about from where we're getting our vitality, should make us reach out and exude out a love towards Creator, to think about Creator's kindness to us, to give us this life. And the second type of love is a love which is like fire. As we know, I've demonstrated already in a video or two back, the quality of fire is when you light, say, a candle, and you turn it upside down, the flame still wants to go right back up to its source from where it came, in the celestial realm where there is a spiritual source, ultimately manifesting as a physical source for that fire. This is a type of contemplation, meditation, hisbonenus, iyun, combined with the mochad das, immense concentration on the fact that the Creator is beyond that which Creator bestows upon us, that very precious entity, that precious life force, that chayus, Eloki, and therefore we are reaching on beyond that which is enlivening us to recognize, because if we think on a very humane, human level, whatever we do at one point, we could do much more at that one point, but we chose to do it at one point. I'm I'm giving an example like the heart, surging forward and going backward, surging forward and going backward. So in discussing this matter very briefly, the hand forging forward and backward, forward and backward, forward and backward. I could be doing something else with my hand. I could be going like this, or rubbing my eyebrow, stroking my forehead. When I am engaged in those actions, because I'm a human, I can only do that. Meaning, the time I'm putting my hand on my forehead, I can't be making this allegorical depiction of the beating of the heartbeat. But the Creator is not so. The Creator is beyond just this, this title which some people have earned now in this generation, which is a title of endearment, if they're master of it, to be able to multitask. Creator is the source of any type of multitasking, but he doesn't directly engage in that multitasking, because we don't say that the Creator is caught up in anything. Rather, the Creator is, and therefore allows these things to come out from the revelation of the blessed light of Creator, the blessed source of all energy, the blessed source of all light, the blessed source of all consciousness. So what does it have to do with the United States of America, now having just celebrated its 242nd year of independence? The thing that distinguishes America, as opposed to, say, communist Russia, before it fell 27 years ago, or the fall of the Nazis, Yivach Shmam, 73 years ago, is the very fact that I can sit in my humble little abode here in Kesser Kern Heights, Brooklyn, New York, in Turtle Island, aka Unified Soul Actualization, and talk about these things and not fear that someone's going to break down the door to arrest me for sedition against the state, to talk about love of Creator, love like water, love like fire. I can freely do it. And this is a tremendous blessing that I feel in my life, and it should be, and for all of us who are learning Torah and trying to spread amongst our brothers and sisters of the nation of Israel, through the internet, through cyberspace, the 613 Taryag mitzvos, plus the 7 rabbinically ordained commandments as well as the 7 Noahide commandments, which we're trying to break out of our shell and stop being afraid of any type of intimidation, which the Lubavitch Rebbe spoke about over 36, 37 years ago. We have no need to be afraid. But the fact that I can actually carry out this humble little discussion for the past 7+ minutes in this country, that I have Hakaras Hatov for the governing, those who are governing, don't necessarily have to agree with every policy, this way or that way, from the side of the Republicans, the side of the Democrats, the side of the Libertarians, the side of the Green Party, the side of the Socialist Party. As the sixth Lubavitch Rebbe was once approached by his Hasidim, each side was trying to bring a perspective of what is more according to the Torah. Say the capitalist system or the communist socialist system. And they brought proofs, whether they brought it from Talmud, whether they brought it from the Chumash, the 5 books of Moses, the oral Torah tradition, wherever they brought. And the sixth Lubavitch Rebbe said, yes, you're both making strong points that each political, economic, social system that governs in the world, if it does exist, a source for it can be found in Torah. And he likened it to the allegory of a horse and buggy. Remember those things, horse and buggies? The closest one to over here is I can go to Central Park or go to Pennsylvania, where the Amish people are still using their horse and buggy as their main mode of transportation. I still think they are. And when the horse is dragging the buggy, the horse gives out. It doesn't take in, it gives out. It produces manure. And so the wheel, which runs over the horse's manure as it's coming out of the backside of the horse, splits it, generally speaking, if the wheel runs over the horse manure. And the horse manure can split to the right side or can split to the left side. Some of it spews forward, some of it is kicked backward. So the sixth Lubavitch Rebbe said, that is the system of politics. It's like manure. You can go to either which side, and I'm just adding here parenthetically, manure has a positive aspect to it, but we shouldn't think that the manure is the main course. I mean, the main course of human existence is not vested in our political systems. They are means by which, just as a hammer, which can nail a nail into the wall to hang your picture, I'm not going to pay homage to a hammer as much as it was a vessel to be used to hang a picture on the wall. So, just concluding again, we are grateful that we are living still here in the world, number one, with the blessings of the Creator, to hopefully generate that love of water and love like fire towards the Almighty, the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, the Infinite One, blessed be He, in the United States of America, or wherever we may be in the world. I would humbly suggest, not the idea, the free world is wherever we can promote eternal Torah teachings. And may this manifest in a way of Ahava Chad, one love, Gorel Chad, one destiny, Kulan of all of Badarchanam Daksham, in a pleasant, peaceful way. And we must end off, of course, it's our obligation, it's our duty to remind everyone, I've got to be good, you've got to be good, we've all got to be good, because Ateva Tov Lehetiv is the nature of the good to do good. And the Creator patiently awaits us to increase in our goodness. When we engage in acts of kindness, it should all be something which we speak about, something we should be thinking about, and to be reminded and empowered that if you have a good heart, a lev tov mishta tamid, if you have a good heart, a sense of goodness within yourself, you should be feasting continually. And to segue as we normally do, segue out with our segue ending smile. Have a pleasant and peaceful day.